Oh boy, this was an unexpected outcome, but I'm not upset about it. Hey guys, Mark, our Gamer Dude here with a review of Sonic IDW issue 54. The story picks up right after Sonic and Tails arrive to help Whisper fight Surge. Because of Sonic's injury, Surge is getting the upper hand. That is until Sonic gets a Saiyan Wisp from Whisper and uses his powers, but Surge manages to stop him and absorbs the Wisp. While Surge tells Sonic off saying she's sick of him and his way of telling her how to be, he notices Tails and dashes into a hardware store, with Tails telling him to hold Surge off. Yeah, that won't be easy with her laser eyes. Oh my gosh, he's Cyclops. As they continue the banter, Sonic misses his way downstairs and Surge is about to use the Pig Wisp powers. That's when Tails clamps some electrical cords onto Surge to give Surge a power down with all the appliances around her. Surge is furious and tries to give one last blast of power, but shouts down and falls unconscious. They're about to take out the device when Kid arrives. Sonic tells Kid to help get the device off of Surge, but Kid is more focused on the fact that Surge is there. He's surprised by that. Sonic says he thought she was gone because she fell. And Kid notices how bad she's hurt and blames Sonic for it. He is now full on against him again. Kid goes for Sonic but Tails deflects Kid's water powers. Kid makes a quick comment about Sonic saying, why did he even bother with him when he already has Tails? Surge is starting to come to, and Kid takes her away, telling the duo not to follow them. Back at the workshop, they help Belle get out from being trapped, and Belle meets Whisper for the first time, while Sonic and Tails plan to follow Surge and Kid to get a Wisp back. We return back with Eggman, still wondering how Surge is even operating that device, and plans to get her with Metal Sonic in tow. Back with Surge and Kid, we find that Kid took Surge to Starline's base Sigma, where she finds herself hallucinating again and becoming terrified of Starline, and she begins to cry, with Kid comforting her. Reassured that Kid is still with her, they plan to make Sonic and Tails pay. Wow, okay, this was a twisted turn from my expectations. Before I touch on the big thing here, can I just say that the art here is amazing, Surge's powers were amazing. Also, we see how Kid and Surge live while with Starline. I kind of figured how it would be like that. Run down with bunkers and all that. Nothing fancy, he didn't care that much for them. I also really like the dialogue with Sonic and Surge. She's not gonna be so easily swayed by Sonic's word. I love how she still is a person to go against his morals. Also, this small moment here with Kid, looking at Sonic and Tails like this, asking why did Sonic even bother with him, I love it. Yes, I feel like this dialogue will be brought up again. And this moment with Surge and Kid, man, they have suffered so much. Surge is actually scared of Starline now. She isn't trying to blast him away this time. She's terrified. Those are scared tears. Here's the big thing that a lot of people seem to have a problem with in this issue. As I noticed many felt this issue was a letdown, or too predictable. See, many were expecting a big dramatic or some kind of big scene with Surge and Kid, because many of us, including myself, assumed that since Surge has not once shown any concern to look for or even wonder about Kid from issue 52 to 54, and with a new power-up, that she would yell at him and say she doesn't need him anymore, thus making Kid be heartbroken and maybe reluctantly join Sonic and Tails to go after Surge, and because Kid was already with Sonic and Tails, and seemed to be okay with them, despite showing some dependency on doing things for Sonic. I also was expecting that to happen, but it seems we were thrown for a loop here, and that it seems that Evan is respecting Ian's wishes for the duo to remain villains, despite all that we've seen so far from them. Of course, we still don't know what will happen in issue 55 or 56. What did I think? I mean, yes, I did get like I didn't see that coming. Was I let down? No, I still liked it. We got some good scenes, like this and this scene with the duo. It was heartbreaking. Besides, Kid came at the wrong time because Surge was knocked out and thought Sonic lied to him about Surge being gone. If she was awake, maybe she would have said something mean to him. We'll never know. Just look at this line said by Kid. I have a feeling this might be explored more if he and Tails interact again. I really hope, I really want them to see him interact more. I think it will happen in the final issue of this arc, of course. Now, I'm in the in-between when it comes to the outcome for Kit. I am bummed that he hasn't come around from his fixation to be nothing more than Surge's support unit 24/7. I mean, yes, it can't be fixed in one day. The damage Starline did is already done. But still, a little show of being his own person and not being a servant would have been nice. But I think, looking back, it kinda made sense that Surge didn't think about Kit. Remember, Surge and Kit's relationship are complete opposites of Sonic and Tails. Sonic would have 100% looked high and low for Tails. He's a friend above all else. Surge doesn't see Kit as a friend, at least not yet, I think. Even though they had time to bond after their time learning about the truth about them, Surge still sees him as someone she can trust will be there for her, but not 100% to the point where she would go nuts and go looking for him, being super worried about him. You get what I mean? Surge, as a villain for Sonic, goes against all of his morals, so it's good to see a villain to go against it. Plus, if you think about it, we don't really have that much villains. I mean, aside from Eggman and Metal Sonic, we only have the Deadly Six, and then Clutch, and then Rough and Tumble, but they're more of a comedic duo like Team Rocket or Wario and Waluigi. They don't really seem all that bad. So yeah, we don't have that much bad guys, and we want some new ones to come into play. We have Clutch, but even then, he's just a one-man guy, and right now we don't have any other villains. Of course, in the future issue, someone might be a villain. I think the big thing here for Surge and Kid is that we all see them not being villains or don't want them as villains anymore because of all the sad backstory we've seen behind them and everything and how they've been written. However, sadly, I think maybe with Ian having them stay as villains, even though we feel bad for them, I think maybe the damage has already been done and there's no swaying this. Issue 55 and 56 are the last remaining parts of this arc, because issue 57 says, with Surge finally out of their quills. Plus, Evan said that this arc titled Overpowered lasts from 52 to 56. Weird that they didn't mention Kid in 57's solicitation, but that's probably to say spoilers like this with the next issue. Cause for issue 55, it said Surge testified to Starlight Base Sigma, not Surge and Kit. Again, to say the spoiler that he went back with her. Issue 55 will probably have more bonding moments with Surge and Kit as Surge continues to deal with her hallucinations of Starline, while 56 will be the last showdown between her, Sonic, and then Metal Sonic getting some payback. It states that a certain blue guy will help turn the tide. That line clearly means Kit. You know, tide, Kitsunami, water, get it? At the moment, it's just unclear whether it's to help her fight against Sonic and Metal, or to help stop her, since the issue says her moves are becoming more and more erratic, probably because of the damage done by the Dynamo Cage. He may fight her in order to help her. And what happens next after this? We will know. It's possible they'll leave, since they said out of their quills. I hope they don't leave forever, as I've grown to really like these two. I mean, it's because of them that I started doing the dubs here. And I still think at some point they'll become anti-heroes. My prediction is that at the end of issue 56, Surge and Kid will go off on their own to figure out who they are, find the answers behind who they are, while, you know, forming a truce with Sonic and Tails. I know Ian said they're gonna say villains, but what else as villains can they do? Would Surge and Kid just come back and still try to destroy Sonic and Tails again? That's like repeating the same thing over and over and over. I wouldn't get it. It would make no sense. They would then become like run-of-the-mill villains. I would rather them leave to go find out who they are and come back as anti-heroes. You know, because the damage has already been done, so it's gonna take a while for them to become 100% good. I just hope at the end of this, they grow a little bit. Kid will become more of his own independent person, like not seeing that he's only a Surge's support unit, and Surge will be more or less, well, Surge. Alright, that's the end of my review of issue 54. Next is the pre-build-up of the overpowered arc in issue 55.